Have you ever felt a chill just because the ground suddenly moved in a split second? That is the moment when a venomous snake begins its hunt. Venom is released so fast that the prey barely has time to react, turning silence into a survival nightmare. Right after this, you will witness the most terrifying moments of venomous snakes hunting in the wild ever recorded on camera, where rare footage is enough to make anyone hold their breath. Watch now. Python vs. Cobra. A young python is being bitten tightly on the neck by a cobra, its strength nearly exhausted. The final constricting coils are weak, no longer enough to hold the opponent. The cobra seizes that moment, pulling its entire body free from the coils and regaining a perfect position. The venom gradually takes effect, and all of the python's nervous system and muscles fall into paralysis. It begins to take control and swallow the prey whole. This is the outcome of a complete reversal of momentum in nature. Jiboia versus coral cobra. The jiboia has tightly coiled the coral cobra in a crushing hold, forcing the prey's body into a state of complete loss of control. The coral snake continues to twist, its mouth opening reflexively, but the constriction does not loosen. When movement nearly stops, the jiboia slides its mouth up to the head and begins swallowing. In boas, the two lower jaw branches can move independently, alternating grip and pull. Each jaw movement draws the coral snake deeper into the esophagus. A grim fate after accidentally encountering this massive reptile. The coral snake actively attacks a small python, lunging forward and biting to hold on, but its grip slips and it fails to secure the prey. That brief gap is enough for the python to react. It coils back, applying continuous pressure to the opponent's body. The coral snake narrowly escapes the coils before losing control. As soon as distance opens, it turns back and bites a second time. The python weakens, the coils collapse. The coral snake secures the head and begins swallowing. This outcome is decided by a single, perfectly timed reversal. Cobra versus lizard. The cobra and the lizard confront each other in a shallow puddle, both tensing in defensive reflexes. The cobra launches rapid strikes to maintain distance, while the lizard twists its body, thrashing powerfully and attempting to close in with its bite. Attacks come continuously, but neither side manages to inflict a clear injury. The lizard's thick skin and strong muscles help reduce damage from short bites. The cobra also keeps its head in a safe position, avoiding being locked by the jaws. This is a type of confrontation where effective defense prevents the battle from reaching a conclusion. Green snake versus gecko. The gecko suddenly bites down hard on the green snake's mouth, locking the jaws and refusing to let go. The snake thrashes violently, dragging the gecko across the ground, but the bite remains firm. In geckos, jaw force can be maintained for a very long time thanks to a locking jaw muscle structure driven by defensive reflexes. The struggle continues until the gecko voluntarily releases and looks for an escape route. But the distance does not open in time. The green snake immediately turns back to counterattack. This time, the snake secures the prey and begins swallowing. In nature, an effective defensive reflex does not guarantee absolute safety. Kingsnake versus copperhead. The copperhead is locked tightly by the kingsnake. It twists constantly, searching for any gap to escape, but the controlling hold never loosens. Each time, the kingsnake attacks. The copperhead dodges with every remaining reflex, keeping its head moving to avoid the decisive bite. When the copperhead tires and slows, the successful bite lands. The confrontation ends according to the rule of endurance in nature. Kingsnake versus rattlesnake. The kingsnake firmly holds the rattlesnake's head and begins swallowing when the prey can no longer resist.
Shaking his tail.
There is no struggle,
Nice.
only absolute control. The kingsnake's lower jaws alternately grip and pull, and each section of the rattlesnake's body gradually disappears. In kingsnakes, the esophagus is highly elastic, allowing them to swallow snakes with large diameters without interrupting breathing. This is the final stage of the confrontation, and a meal like this can keep it full for an entire week without hunting again. Sidewinder versus lizard. The sidewinder does not slither straight like most snakes. It moves sideways. This locomotion reduces heat absorption and prevents sinking into hot sand. And today its target is a lizard. When buried beneath the sand, the sidewinder remains in a ready-to-strike posture, turning seemingly empty ground into a deadly trap for any careless prey. When the lizard comes close enough, the distance vanishes in an instant. The sidewinder bursts from beneath the sand, strikes in a flash, and subdues the prey immediately. Centipede versus rattlesnake. The centipede suddenly closes in and bites directly into the rattlesnake's body. The rapid attack sends the snake's nervous system into chaotic reflexes, its head whipping violently as uncontrolled strikes are launched. The centipede's venom, with its ultra-fast paralytic mechanism and ability to disrupt nerve signals, causes the snake's repeated attacks to miss the target. Only after many failed strikes does the rattlesnake manage to bite the centipede. The centipede immediately escapes out of reach. Centipede versus red-tailed pit viper. The centipede and the red-tailed pit viper are confined together in a glass enclosure, and the encounter begins in tense silence. The snake tries to counterattack, but the centipede constantly changes angles, closes in, and delivers multiple short, precise bites. When enough venom has been delivered, the centipede deliberately releases its grip. It moves aside, watching the opponent slowly die in agony. The pit viper convulses, its body spasming uncontrollably before gradually becoming motionless. From the moment the centipede released, I knew it was certain of victory. Coral snake versus snake. The coral snake suddenly closes in on a smaller snake on open ground. It lunges forward and bites to secure the body, quickly taking control of the opponent. For a coral snake, neurotoxic venom does not need to act instantly in confrontations like this. As long as it holds firmly and swallows in the correct posture, the smaller prey has almost no chance to resist. In nature, size difference and prey handling skill are often enough to decide the outcome. Crocodile versus python. While crossing a narrow stretch of river, the python is suddenly attacked from below by a crocodile. With a bite force exceeding 3,500 psi, the first bite is enough to seal the prey's fate. Survival reflexes drive it to thrash violently, trying to climb onto the crocodile's body and grab onto a protruding log to escape. Without waiting long, the crocodile drags the python back underwater and finishes it. In this environment, a single small mistake leaves no retreat. Mussurana versus Jiboia. The Mussurana is following the scent of prey when it encounters a young Jiboia. Without hesitation, it lunges forward, tightly coiling the opponent's body in complete dominance. The size difference quickly exhausts the young boa, leaving no chance for meaningful resistance. For the Mussurana, swallowing other snakes is a familiar advantage. Its jaws open wide, with flexible joints allowing it to pull the prey inward little by little. The hunt ends cleanly, true to the instincts of a professional snake hunter. Boomslang versus chameleon. The boomslang and the chameleon face each other on open ground, both stopping immediately, ready for confrontation. The boomslang raises its body, lifting its head to display length and reach. The chameleon puffs itself up and opens its mouth to appear larger than it really is. No strike occurs, only a brief standoff of nerve and awareness. The scenes you have just seen show why venomous snakes are among the most feared predators in nature. Patience, lightning-fast reflexes, and deadly venom give them the advantage. But every hunt still carries risk. A single moment of delay or mistake can force the hunter to pay the price.
Imagina sem tudo.
If you found these images tense and haunting, please like, leave a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to continue exploring the most authentic survival moments of the wild. Thank you for watching until the end. See you again on the next journey.